And finally, the fascination with the supernatural goes beyond just fascination with death. There's tons of examples, but I'll go into just one because it's relevant to us. It's called the Great Moon Hoax. Have you ever heard of the Great Moon Hoax?
Never.
So the short version is that in August of 1835, a real and at the time reputable English astronomer named Sir John Herschel basically goes full grifter mode, right? He does a series of stories with a newspaper in New York called the New York Sun about himself and all these great discoveries that he's just made, right?
Mm-hmm.
He tells the New York Sun that he has built a 24-foot diameter telescope that weighs 7 tons, and he's taken it to South Africa to observe space like no one has ever done before, right? And he makes a bunch of claims, like he's found planets outside of our solar system and, quote, solved or corrected nearly every leading problem of mathematical astronomy, right? But the claim that catches everyone's attention and imagination is that there's a civilization of living beings on the moon.
Well, everyone knows that.
Including tiny zebras, bipedal badgers, and more. But Brian, there's one particular image that was published in this paper. It's below in the document. I'd like you to describe it if you would.
Oh, I would love to. This is a heck of a picture. Okay, yes. So we've got a very fit humanoid creature. I mean, very, very muscly, but very, very hairy, like Bigfoot hairy all over. Head is also hairy, but like in kind of a, like, I don't know, professorial scholarly way, like big. I mean, think, I don't know, 70s Grateful Dead hippie, like long flowing beard. Big beard, long flowing hair. Strangely, this is in somewhat of like a ballerina pose. And then the most notable characteristic that you see here, or that I see, is wings that go from the wrists all the way down to, I guess, the knees. And they are there's like claws at the end of each of the little like bat points. Yeah. Are those called like scallops? What are those called?
Yeah,
scallop. Yeah. Okay, scallop.
I think scallop's technically referring to the cut out.
So okay.
The arc, but the point of the scallop is
with claws. And but the way it's connected is kind of like those flying squirrel suits that you might see. And yeah, big winged beast from the moon, I guess.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, it is wild. This is a lot like the War of the Worlds. This is something that ends up in a newspaper, gets published broadly, ends up going all over the world, right? These stories. He ran like 7 stories or something like that, where he's talking about all of his, discoveries, and people believe it, right? Hook, line, and sinker. And like, it's not treated with derision in the newspaper. It's like, this guy built this gigantic, telescope, and he sees all these things, on the moon, zebras and badgers, and this race of people that have these wings that are sort of, bat-like, right? Indeed, he named this species that was sort of like the prime species on the moon, Vespertilio homo, right? And that is Latin for bat man.
Okay. I thought it had, Batman even. Oh man.
Yes.
So I knew it was some kind of bat because I'm so nerdy. But the Batman Begins soundtrack, every song is named a different species of bat, like the Latin name. And Vesper or something or other is one of them.
Yeah.
So, wow, this is Batman.
Yes.
Much hairier than I expected, and from the moon.